My childhood friend promised to protect me for life at my father's hospital bed, but 5 years into our marriage, I discovered he was behind my father's company's bankruptcy that triggered his heart attack. All his love and care for me was just guilt and devotion to another woman. My fiancé, Orion Hebert, is a beta of the Dark Moon Pack, and my father is an elder of the Pack's neutral branch. To force me to break off our engagement, Ryan uses his power to make my father's company go bankrupt. He lands my father in millions of dollars of debt. My father can't handle this and has a heart attack on a full moon night. He's taken to the emergency room. I get to my knees before Ryan and beg him to pay for my father's surgery, but he leaves without a word. Just then, my childhood friend Andrew Rasmussen returns after having gone missing for 5 years. He brings the best wolf healer to treat my father. He also stays by my side as I watch over my father. However, a week later, my father has another heart attack. Before he dies, his final wish is to see me protected for life. Andrew kneels by his bedside and makes a vow. I'll marry her. I'll protect her with my life and blood. After the funeral, I call off my engagement with Ryan, my heart filled with despair. Then I marry Andrew. 5 years later, I inadvertently hear a conversation between Ryan and Andrew. Your plan worked perfectly. You made Eleanor willingly give up on me when she used to cling to me like superglue. Do you think she'd want to kill you if she were to learn you caused her father's death? Chapter 1. I was Eleanor Silverclaw, daughter of Carlos Silverclaw, the most respected elder of the Dark Moon Pack. The night Dad died from a heart attack, Andrew Rasmussen, my childhood friend and the Pack's greatest warrior, stayed by my side. After my beta Ryan Hebert abandoned me, Andrew chose to marry me. As I pushed open the door to the bar's private room, my hand froze slightly. The voices inside made me feel like I had just plunged into an icy pit. You really are heartless, huh? Eleanor grew up with you and treated you like a brother. I bet she never imagined the person who ruined her father's company was you. If it weren't for Daisy, I wouldn't have been stuck taking the blame for all these years. I hate Eleanor, but I would never do something to kill her father. Andrew suddenly drew a gleaming silver blade and pressed its edge directly against Ryan. His golden wolf eyes burned with fury in the dark. I'll spend my whole life making it up to Eleanor. The only reason I helped you back then was for Daisy's happiness. If you dare hurt Daisy or make her shed even a single tear, I'll rip your heart out with my own hands. Such devotion. Ryan let out a mocking laugh. Too bad I've marked Daisy. She doesn't have eyes for you now. You are better off staying by Eleanor's side after all. You are the one who caused her father's death. If the old man comes back as a ghost to claim your life, don't say I didn't warn you. With a loud crash, the silver blade struck the stone pillar behind Ryan. Sparks flew, and the sharp sound echoed through the room. Andrew's footsteps slowly drew closer. I took a deep breath before running downstairs to the bar counter. I raised a glass and gulped it down in one go. I never drank, and the burn made me choke. Tears streamed down my face, but it couldn't suppress the shock and anger swirling inside me. The harsh words kept replaying in my mind. The person who caused Dad's company to collapse wasn't my beta Ryan, but Andrew, the one who had paid for his surgery. I finally remembered that night when Dad was on the brink of death. His gaze locked onto Andrew with something that looked like an accusation, but I foolishly thought it was gratitude or perhaps a final trust. The man who shared my bed for 5 years, who had treated me like a queen, was the one who had killed Dad. 5 years of marriage, and the love I thought he had for me now felt like nothing but a cruel joke. His devotion and protection were all because of guilt. How laughable sadness and anger churned inside me. As my hand rested on the glass, a familiar embrace wrapped around me from behind. Andrew buried his face in my neck. His breath carried the scent of alcohol, yet his voice was filled with tenderness as he said, "Why were you gone for so long, Eleanor? I've missed you. Let's go home. I love you, Eleanor. I love you so much." Every time Andrew drank, he would mumble about how much he loved me. His friends always said that a drunk man's words were honest, that Andrew truly loved me. But now it all seemed so ridiculous. I quietly pushed him away and helped him into the car. Andrew slumped against my lap. His brow relaxed, and his breathing was steady as though he had fallen asleep.